Tired as I am of seeing people draw furries in the lobby of Splatoon 2, I decided that today I'd make a video on it. Welcome to another video where today I'll be explaining why you can't change weapons mid-lobby in Splatoon, and why Salmon Run doesn't let you choose your own weapons. Let's begin with the inability to change weapons mid-lobby. Most people, heck even myself, which assume it's Nintendo being weird again. And don't get me wrong, usually it is. I certainly haven't forgotten having to take 5 minutes to exit Smash, add someone to my friends list by typing in their annoyingly long friend code in 2017, and then relaunching the game and finally getting them in 5 minutes later. But this time, there is an actual reason to this seemingly arbitrary decision by Nintendo. Although Splatoon 2 and Overwatch are pretty different, I'm going to use Overwatch as an example here. For those who don't know, recently people have been asking Blizzard for changes in how queuing works. Normally, people choose heroes once they get into the match, and can change them as they want. So what ends up happening is you get 2 interlocking Hanzo mains, a DPS main that's forced to go healer that they don't know how to play, and 2 Torbs, because why not, right? It's completely broken, it doesn't make any sense. The change people want to fix this is to make players choose heroes before entering games, so the game can balance based off of that. Basically, the player would choose to play either DPS, healer, or tank before entering. This way, you'd always get 2 DPS, 2 healers, tanks, etc. No interlocking Hanzo and Torb mains. Of course, changing heroes would still most likely be allowed, so you can properly counter other teams' picks. Splatoon 2, however, has already put this system into action. Before you enter a room, you choose your weapon, then the game puts you in teams based off of that. This way, you don't end up with 4 chargers on one team and get screwed if the enemy decides to rush. Of course, some people also want to be able to change weapons mid-lobby to try to counter other players' picks. While I used Overwatch as an example earlier, this isn't Overwatch. The amount of time it takes to add into a game of Smash 4 is probably longer than the average Splatoon 2 match. When you switch to counter someone, what if they then switch to counter you, then you switch to counter them again? By the time the game is over, nobody will have gotten anywhere because everyone's trying to switch to counters. You can't do that in Overwatch because classes are harder to learn than a single weapon in Splatoon 2 is. And while weapons in Splatoon 2 do have advantage over others, they still don't counter as hard as, for example, McCree to Genji. It's like if 2 trainers in a Pokemon battle were constantly switching out to get type advantage, and it never ends. In most games with online PvP, some kind of meta evolves. If you don't know what a meta is, it's when a way of playing the game is considered the best, and sometimes only way to play a game. In Overwatch, some characters become utterly useless and are never used. For example, Roadhog, after he got nerfed so hard, his hook turned into a rubber chew toy. The meta in Overwatch is always to get a Reinhardt, and usually an Ana combined with another healer. One of the things that made Splatoon fun, and makes Splatoon 2 even more fun, is the amount of weapons. You can constantly change up the playstyle, and the game never really gets old. However, in a PvE, players often want the best combination of stuff so they can get as far as possible. Let's cut to the point. If Salmon Run let you choose weapons, within a few months, maybe even weeks, there would be a set of 4 weapons people consider to be the best, or the meta. Eventually, people might start using only these weapons and nothing else. Eventually, people start getting bored with these 4 weapons, and then they move on to another game. But if the meta never evolved, people would have kept using the massive amount of weapons Splatoon 2 has to offer, and keep on discovering new ways to play. That would explain why they don't allow you to choose weapons. In reality, it's a great way to introduce people to try out new things, and use different weapons they haven't tried out before. I, for one, can at least understand why they would do something like this. But then again, that's just what I think. I could 100% be wrong, and it is just Nintendo being dumb again. But, for today at least, that's all I got for this video. Sadly, I haven't felt super motivated to make vids lately, and school starts in 2 weeks, so yeah. Anyways, Internet, if you want to see another video, feel free to click the pop-up on your screen. Bye-bye!